All right, raided his house.
Jillian, thank you. Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard attacking Senator Kamala Harris's record as Attorney General of California, saying she is not the progressive prosecutor that she claims to be.
She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
Wow. We never got an answer from former Attorney General Harris, now Senator. Our next guest has faced off against Senator Harris before, running against her in the 2016 Senate race.
Former chairman of the California Republican Party and author of The Divided Era, Tom Del Beccaro, joins us live here in New York City. Tom, good morning to you.
Great to be here. How are you?
Doing okay. Kamala Harris, in the first debate, really let Joe Biden have it, and she went up in the polls. Then last night, she should have seen that people were going to come after her because she's surging, but she didn't seem to have any good comeback.
It's amazing. You know, she used the element of surprise. She did a surprise attack on Biden. He wasn't ready. She jumped up in the polls because people thought she was a fighter. Last night, she proved, much like the debate I had with her, she has a glass jaw. She can't really answer on the spot. She's actually not good on the spot. Oh, by the way, if you're a trial attorney or prosecutor, you should be good on the spot.
Which is strange because she was challenged very specifically about cases and policies. And here is what she said, which was nothing specific in return.
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform.
Tom, what's her work like? I mean, she talks about, look at my work, but a lot of people don't know a lot about her. We have a lot of independents that watch our show. You know her personally. What is she like?
Well, actually, she's very nice personally, but I tried to Google substantial reform and Harris, and that didn't come up with anything. No, so she gave a typical response for a short debate format, which is, no, I did really good, trust me. But that doesn't really work. She has this glass jaw. And you know what? She helped the rich or the powerful. When Bob Filner, who was accused, the congressman, of sexual harassment, she let him off easy. She's having a fundraiser with a guy from Wells Fargo who lobbied not to have heavy penalties. So she's good. But if you smoked marijuana, it was funny for her in private. So I thought what Gabbard did was show that, look,
nailed her.
She's a person of power, and she helps the powerful. Right. But the average person, no, and she won't prosecute the death penalty. Rose Byrd in California got recalled once for not doing it. There was a MS-13 gang member, vicious killing. She wouldn't, even Dianne Feinstein said, why don't you do the death penalty? She refused to do it. Last night, she finally admitted it. I've been against it all along, which means, like Eric Holder, if she won, she'd be selective.
Well, she was selective last night in her defense of her brand new health care plan, and everybody was loaded for this because she's been all over the map. She's been for things, now she's against it. Wait, she's for them again. Here she is getting attacked on the plan that would go into effect in 10 years.
The plan, no matter how you cut it, costs $3 trillion when it is in fact employed.
Kamala Harris just talked about Kathleen Sebelius, who helped write her bill. This just pointed to the fatal flaw in her proposal. Sebelius works for Medicare Advantage, private insurance company who will stand to profit under her plan.
We need to be honest about what's in this plan. It bans employer-based insurance and taxes the middle class.
She should have been ready to defend her plan, but she didn't seem to know a lot about it.
Well, this is probably the first time it's all been on one piece of paper because she can't go back and forth, so I'm glad she's arriving at that moment. But look, is Medicare for All at all defensible? I mean, it is $3.2 trillion a year. There's no way to raise taxes for it. She wants this 10-year thing because she thinks, actually, it's a little bit more rational than Elizabeth Warren, who wants socialism next week. She's putting it off for 10 years.
Right. So she had a plan that she rolled out a couple of days before. They thought that would be strong. It ended up being a big problem.
She wasn't ready for criticism. Her whole candidacy has been her surprise attack, and she seemed surprised when people attacked her.
All right, Tom, thank you very much for joining us.